So I don't know where to start from because the question is so open-ended. And but let me see if I can make an attempt.
Yes, please.
President Buhari had a personal style of his own. See, Nigerians had punished us for not bringing President Buhari to media chat, for instance. Media chat was introduced by the Obasanjo administration.
Indeed.
They thought over it, and I'm sure they convinced themselves that it suited his theatrical way of doing things, the dramatic way he liked to do things. See, when Yar'Adua took over from President Obasanjo, media chat didn't fly with him. In fact, the day he appeared on media chat, that was the day Nigerians made up their minds that this is not the president that we wish to continue to have in office. It derobed him. And President Jonathan didn't have much of that. He did, yes, a few. So the point is, President Buhari, as I said in that statement, he didn't just want to cut ribbons and take pictures. He wasn't a showman. He wanted his work to speak for him. As I told one of the reporters, that he wanted the Igbo man going for Christmas, that he shouldn't spend 3 days trying to cross Onitsha Bridge. And that's the kind of language he wanted to speak to Nigerians. My work should speak for me. And the social, he was knocking on the door of the poor in the country, the first of its type in the country. That social investment, in fact, the first on the continent. So this is how he did. Now, was he slow? Yeah, he himself had joked about all of that. Because, and he kept on saying when he came in, he was brash as military head of state. He just did it on impulse. And he ordered people to be locked up. But this time, as a converted Democrat, he needed to follow the due processes that the law says he should follow. And what is wrong with that? Nigerians are very impatient. We want to rush through things. But he says, no, the democratic process sets the rules. And I must not go against them. I think this is why a lot of them were. And to please correct this information, this thing about Buhari being unaware, it is totally, totally misplaced. If you permit me, I would say that he perhaps would pass as the most aware president Nigeria has ever had. And I give you this example. When we started with him, because I was coming from, as you said, a Atiku campaign, we would pack newspapers in the morning. We'll go to Buhari's house for breakfast, and then tell him that this is what the radio stations have said, this is what we picked on the talk shows, and this is what the newspapers are saying. Believe me, by the time you got to him, he would have read ahead of you. And I used to say this, and people thought I wasn't serious. I was saying that if Nigerians knew the fastest way they could get to the president at that time with a problem, it was not to go through the civil service who write memo and file and go to the press, talk to the television.